and that's to fight climate change. Now, half an hour ago, I barely scratched the surface of why this is so important to us. The droughts now affecting the world are changing populations everywhere. There are famines, there are food shortages. We're about to see immense mass migrations. When I was ambassador in Switzerland, I met a number of times with Admiral Jim Stavridis, who was head of NATO. And he said what they focus on more than anything else is the concern about what climate change will do for violent, bloody conflicts all over the world. I met with the head of AFRICOM, our US forces in Africa. And again, number one concern, what climate change is doing within the continent, the oldest continent, in terms of crisis and conflict. John Kerry said it most eloquently, the largest weapon of mass destruction is climate change. Well, I also went to COP15 in Copenhagen in December 2009. Met with Secretary of Energy Stephen Chu, with Todd Stern, our climate negotiator. And they said it is so difficult to get China, India, the rest of the world to deal with climate change when we won't. China has just taken us over as the #1 greenhouse gas emitter. India will soon catch up. But as I mentioned, we are the world's largest subsidizer of fossil fuel. Until we lead, no one else will. Malaysia and Brazil are burning their forests at unprecedented rates, putting carbon into the air. There are only 2 nations on the world right now that are actually reforesting, the United States and Switzerland. We must lead. And what China and India say is, hey, look, you guys got rich burning fossil fuel at an unprecedented rate. Until we lead, no one else is going to follow. But America still has a vital role to play elsewhere in the world. We need a foreign policy that renounces preemptive military strikes and promises never to go to war again to protect our oil interests. We need a foreign policy that recognizes smart power, balancing our economic strength, our military might, with the noblest of our values that enable us to influence conflicts around the world much more constructively than drone strikes. We need a foreign policy that recognizes that women are given full human rights around the world, the ability to vote, the ability to study, and to control their own bodies. We need a foreign policy that keeps Iran from getting the bomb. We need a foreign policy that brings Israeli and Palestinian leaders together for a 2-state solution. And we need a foreign policy that recognizes our most important problems, like climate change, don't recognize international boundaries. And we have to work together with our allies, no matter how reluctant and recalcitrant they may be.